Hello BookTube, welcome back to my 2025 library tour. In this episode, the fourth leg of the manga part of my collection. I'm going to be doing this side of this final bookcase, which is a very long one, but has a dividing line. So I count it as two bookcases for the purposes of this tour. So while this bookcase is nearly completely full, there are actually only 5 series of manga on this shelf. It's just they're very long series, except for one so far. But let's get going. So first up is Naruto by Masashi Kishimoto. Naruto is one of the great manga series. It's about a young man named Naruto Uzumaki, who was born in the ninja village called Konohagakure, or the Hidden Leaf Village. On the day of Naruto's birth, a monstrous nine-tailed demon attacked the village. The leader of the village, the Hokage, defeated the demon fox and sealed it into the newborn Naruto. Despite wishing for Naruto to be seen as a hero, the village treated Naruto as a pariah. And this led him to being a troublemaker, a trickster, seeking attention. And he desires to become the Hokage himself so that the village would be forced to acknowledge him. Eventually, Naruto graduates from the Ninja Academy and is put on a 3-person team with a more experienced ninja named Kakashi as his mentor. His fellow teammates are Sakura, the girl he has a crush on, and Sasuke, the young man he is rivals with, although they become something of the best of friends before that relationship falls apart midway through the series. This series is phenomenal. It was one of the series that I really wanted to start collecting when I got back into manga. It took me a bit of time to get to it, and I finished it last year and finished reading it for the first time last year, and it was amazing. So this is volume 1. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. Volume 6. Volume 7. Volume 8. Volume 9. Volume 10. Volume 11. Volume 12. Volume 13. Volume 14. Volume 15. Volume 16. Volume 17. Volume 18, Volume 19, Volume 20, Volume 21, Volume 22, Volume 23, Volume 24, Volume 25, Volume 26, Volume 27. So for these volumes, this series takes place when Naruto is 13 or 14 years old. After this, Naruto goes on a training journey for 2 years. And when he returns, he's 16 years old. And so the series picks up with the volumes having a black spine rather than a white spine. So this is volume 28. And also Naruto gets a costume, or well, most of the characters get a costume redesign. Some of them get multiple. This is volume 29. Volume 30. '31. '32. And 33. '34. 35. No. 36. 37. 38. 39. So when I was first into manga about 15 or so years ago, the 30s and into the early 40s was mostly where I had my Naruto collection. Volume 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, the final volume. So far, Naruto is the longest series that I have completed. That will be broken when I finish the next series I talk about, which is the third of the big three. So, back in 1997, or 1998, One Piece by Eiichiro Oda came out. And then a year or so later, Naruto started. And then a few years later, Bleach, which we'll get to in a second. And these three series, which ran in Weekly Shonen Jump for well over a decade, became known as the Big Three, which I kind of would like this bookcase to be, but that's impossible. There are too many volumes, particularly for One Piece, for that to work. So, moving on to the third of the big three. This is Bleach, Volume 1 by Tite Kubo. Bleach is a series set in a suburb of Tokyo, or a neighborhood of Tokyo called Karakura Town. Ichigo Kurosaki is a young man who can see and interact with ghosts. One day he meets a Shinigami, a soul reaper, named Rukia Kuchiki, who is tracking down a hollow. A hollow is a fallen, corrupted, wandering spirit that has not transitioned into the Soul Society. This hollow attacks the Kurosaki clinic, and Rukia is injured. In order to defeat the hollow, Rukia transfers her powers to Ichigo, transforming him into a Shinigami. However, once the hollow is defeated, Urukia cannot reclaim her powers, forcing Ichigo to become her substitute in Karakura Town. Eventually, after many adventures, Ichigo develops his own Shinigami abilities and continues to protect Karakura Town and the rest of the world as he develops an intense enjoyment of fighting powerful opponents. So, while Naruto lasted 72 volumes, Bleach ultimately went on for 74 volumes. I do not have all 74 volumes yet. I will eventually, though. So this is volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. And one thing I love about Bleach is some of the chapter covers are really amazing. Volume 6. And each volume has a little poem that is often quite good. Volume 7. Volume 8. Volume 9. Volume 10. Volume 11. Volume 12. Volume 13. Volume 14. Volume 15. Volume 16. Volume 17. Volume 18. Volume 19. Volume 20. Volume 21. Volume 22. Volume 23. Volume 24. Volume 25. Volume 26. Okay, now I'm going to... What is going on back here? bit later. Okay, so from here I'm going to move down and set on the floor for the next 3 shelves. So, continuing with Bleach, volume 27. Volume 28. Volume 29. Volume 30. Volume 31. Volume 32. Volume 23. Volume 33. Volume 34. Volume 35. Volume 36. Volume 37. Volume 38. Volume 39. Volume 40. Volume 41. And volume 42, which is up to what I have currently. I will probably early next month put in another order with either Powell's or Barnes & Noble for the next 6 volumes in the series up to volume 48. So the next volumes are from a relatively newer series, Dark Gathering by Kenichi Kondo. This is a horror manga series about a young man named Kaitaro who is able to sense the supernatural, and he is also very attractive to the supernatural. One day he and his friend Aika are cursed, and this event results in Kaitaro becoming a shut-in. However, with his family's help and Aika's help, Kaitaro eventually re-enters society and goes to college. And to further his reintegration into the world, he becomes a part-time tutor. Unfortunately for his reintegration, his first student is Aika's young cousin Yayoi, who is a very creepy little girl who has the strange hobby of going to haunted locations, hunting down the ghosts that haunt them, kicking those ghosts' asses, usually because they are quite malevolent, and forcibly drafting them into an army of ghosts that she intends to use to fight a monstrous embryonic spirit. This series is a lot of fun. I have really gotten into it the last few months, and I have currently caught up with the series. So this is volume 1. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. Volume 6. Volume 7. Volume 8. Volume 9, Volume 10, and the most recent release is Volume 11. Volume 12 will be releasing in March. I already have it pre-ordered with Book People, as I do most of the series that I'm actively following. Once I get caught up with them, I pre-order them. So I'm really looking forward to Volume 12. Because I read Volumes 10 and 11 on Tuesday and I had a ball. It was great. So as I mentioned earlier, I had wanted this half of the bookcase to be the big three. Unfortunately, since I'm not going to be able to do it, given how many volumes of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece there are. But for the moment, I kind of have it worked out. So the next shelf is all One Piece by Eiichiro Oda. One Piece is one of the great manga series. It's lasted for about 25 years now. It's about a young man named Monkey D. Luffy who aspires to find the One Piece and become king of the pirates. One day he ate a magical fruit that gave him elasticity powers. He leaves his small village and goes in search of a crew of friends, and they go on a number of adventures. One Piece is currently in the 100 teens to 120s volume range, so I decided rather than collecting the individual volumes, I'm going to collect them in these 3-volume omnibus editions. Because I think ultimately there will probably be about 40 something or 50 something of these. So this is the first volume of them, which includes volumes 1, 2, and 3. This is volume 2, which has 4, 5, and 6. Volume 3, which is 7, 8, and 9. Volume 4 with 10, 11, and 12. Five with 13, 14, and 15. Six with 16, 17, and 18. 7 with 19, 20, and 21. 8 with 22, 23, and 24. 9 with 25, 26, and 27. 10 with 28, 29, and 30. 11 with 31, 32, and 33. 12 with 34, 35, and 36. 13 with 37, 38, and 39. 14 with 40, 41, and 42. And 15 with 43, 44, and 45. I've got a ways to go with One Piece. So moving on to the final shelf, this is a Clamp shelf. All of the books on this shelf right now are Clamp, with the Transwise book being the omnibus first volume of Holic by Clamp. So this includes volumes 1, 2, and 3. So Holic is part of a dual series by Clamp alongside Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Holic is the story of a young man named Kimihiro Watanuki, who can see and interact with the supernatural, and he is also quite attractive to the supernatural. He wishes to be free of them, and one day he finds his way into the shop of the space-time witch Yuko, who promises that she can free him from seeing and interacting with and being attractive to the supernatural, but he's got to work for it. So he basically becomes the shop's handyman, and also eventually goes off on a number of missions. This series crosses over at a number of points with the Clamp series that ran concurrently with this, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle, of which I have the complete series, in which I'll now talk to you about. And I do plan on picking up more Holic, because I read this on Friday, and ooh, was it good. So, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. So, this is the sibling series to Holic. This is Clamp's great crossover manga series. It's about two young people, variations on two Clamp characters from Cardcaptor Sakura, Sioran and Sakura. These iterations of the two are from the Cloud Kingdom. One day, a mysterious force attacks the kingdom, and Sakura is wounded, and her memories, her soul is shattered and sent across the multiverse. The High Priest Yuto sends Sioran and Sakura to see the space-time witch Yuko, and she agrees to send them to give them a means to travel the multiverse, alongside two others, the ninja Koragane and the sorcerer Fady Flowright. And so they travel the multiverse, collecting Sakura's memories, which are in the forms of feathers. All of this is being manipulated by an evil wizard named Fei Wang Reed, who has his own agenda for forcing this journey across the multiverse. This series is a lot of fun. When I first got into manga many years ago, I read a good chunk of this series, but I never finished it. And when I decided to collect manga in 2021, I decided I have some unfinished business with Tsubasa. So this was one of the first series that I actively collected, and was the first that I finished, although the format's a bit different. Most of the series I have in the individual tankobon, or the individual releases, but the later volumes are in the omnibus, because I could never find the final volumes in this format. So, volume 1. And these volumes are in a bit rougher shape. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. And many of the worlds that the characters travel to have variations on classic Clamp characters. Volume 5. Because Clamp has been around for a very long time. Volume 6. And have a wide variety of series to their name. 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, and I have the Omnibus Volume 8, which includes 22, 23, and 24, of which I was missing 22. And then Volume 9, which includes 25 and 26, of which I'm missing 26. And then Volume 10, which includes 27 and 28, of which I am missing both of them. So that's why I have them in this format. So that concludes this side of the bookcase. Tomorrow I will be getting to this side of the bookcase over here. And I wonder if this bookcase will be the longest of this part of the tour, and probably the longest video of the tour period, or if it will be relatively short. Because there's one really long series, because Fairy Tail opens the bookcase, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18 series. So yeah, it's going to be a long one tomorrow. So look forward to it. Anyway, BookTube, that concludes this episode of my 2025 Library Tour. I will be back tomorrow for the grand finale, which again will probably be fairly long. So I'm going to have to work on the timing for that. But until then, BookTube, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.